The first thing that I want to talk about is the education system and how flawed it is, how important it is, and that we need some serious change to it. And, you look at the average person that's going to a public school and you wonder, how much bad intentions and bad energy and things that are being affected, that are affecting that person at a school where, they may be exposed to things that they wish they weren't exposed to. And when I was a kid, I remember seeing like certain friends getting into trouble or certain kids that were the good kids. And obviously a lot of that has to do with parenting, but going back and realizing like, man, how can we update this education system where there's less BS, there's less stuff going on that's going to be affecting our youth, so we can actually make a positive change and make people benefit from that for so long. I just remember being in public school, going, like 7, 8, 9 years old, and just being like, this is stupid. I'm wasting my time. And we're not actually learning anything here besides the ABCs and basic math. Like, there's a very few amount of people that are still using calculus or algebra as a career. Then, like, sure, they're out there and people are doing that. But as far as that's not even like, if you want to learn math, cool. But the average kid wants to be learning how to build fires, wanting to learn how to like play outside with their friends and real educational, like real world skills. And I feel like a lot of that, besides being exposed to other kids that you don't really know what's happening, but as far as just playing and associating with other kids, like that's a beautiful thing. But as far as real life skills, and learning how to interact, learning conversations, learning how to shake somebody's hand, learning all these really important tactics about, you do not learn how to make money in school. They don't teach you that. And it's almost an intentional thing where the big government is basically keeping us on this lower vibration of our children, intentionally wasting time. And that's slavery in itself. And that's its own prison. And I truly feel that kids are wasting, we're formed, a massive part of our life is formed from when we're born to 7 years old. And then shortly after that, we start to process and become more aware of that we're a human being. And all I'm saying with that is that there's some serious things that I've been personally working on, but just as a whole, I feel that my voice cannot hurt getting out there and talking about what needs to happen so more people can be talking about it, more conversation can be had to think about, all right, how are we going to actually build and make the next generation good and stand for good and not evil and not letting certain people run the world where other people are just getting completely sideswiped or completely, blindfolded to really what's going on, and they're keeping us dumb. And what I'm saying, is that needs to change. And people have the freedom to be alive. They have the freedom to be a human being, and they should have the freedom to be able to learn as much as they want, which they do. But the school system, the government does not inspire that. It's not up to the standards that it needs to be. And so, like I said, I've been working on things that are going to hopefully tool with that. But as far as real, like what do you do when you go get a career? As far as somebody that wants to be a yoga instructor or a masseuse or, an aircraft pilot or, a snowboard instructor, like certain things that people love to do that it doesn't, it might not be the highest paying thing, but it's still something they really want to learn, that they have to go, that those things aren't being taught in the public school system. And then there's real life, driving tractors, driving trucks. Sure, there's colleges and there's things out there that, cater to that cost money. But I think we need to be implementing more of that in the educational system, the public schooling system, so that we can sincerely make our world a better place, because we're skipping a beat. We have to like, if you started learning in public school what you needed to do to go out and get a real career, if you really were working on those real life things at a young age, you would save so much time. You'd be skipping or saving decades of your life, because once you get out of school, and sure, not everyone might know what their passionate love, amazing dream job is, but once you get going, you might just be blindsided. Like, think how many people in college or get out of college and they can't get a job or they don't know where they're going, like, or even out of high school, it's a struggle. And I think that if we had more, just a better education system as a whole, putting more money there, putting more attention there, and straightening it up is a really important thing. And that's one of the things that I really wanted to get across here today, is just talking about how we need we need to make a change. and it starts with a conversation. It starts with communication and talking about it, and realizing that our world is slowly decreasing and going downhill, at least America for now. And the reason is because we're literally dumbing people down instead of lifting them up. And it's once you get to the level of intelligence, I think, where you can actually see what the people in charge that are creating these schooling systems are actually thinking, and they're doing it intentionally, and they're trying not to let people learn, but they're trying to like keep it at this lower base level, when you could be talking about so many more beneficial things that will make that person so much smarter throughout the rest of their life. And then you realize that they're not doing that, then it makes you want to speak up and talk about it, and then make a conversation start about it and let other people get in on it.